Mr. Nicholas Maroko, an aquatic marine scientist at Kemfrey, in his dream of providing a solution to power energy, has come up with an innovation research project using Azeri methodology. The rationale of this initiative is in response to the Agenda 2030 and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The title of the study, Towards the Optimization of Wind-Solar Hybrid Renewable Energy, Potential Assessment as an Engine for Sustainable Aquaculture Development in Kenya. The 18-month, 24-hour periodical cycle study at an interval of 1 hour project is heading towards its edge. Along the Indian Ocean coastline, at English Point, adjacent to Marina Hotel, overlooking Fort Jesus at Tudor Creek, he sets up his pilot project trial. This experiment illustrates an industrial design production model of upcoming wind energy powerhouse, which is intended to be established in the journey of making aquaculture sustainable. And as he explains it,
basically, this is a model of the upcoming green energy powerhouse we want to have established here to make aquaculture sustainable. And also in the same vein, we will get surplus and complementary energy which is going to be used for running the laboratories.
The model, as it is illustrated in the figure, represents the power palette wind solar hydro-hybrid, as it could be the case in aquaculture development for small-medium enterprises at the coastline's English Point and Kemfrey as of the year 2016. The immediate beneficiaries in the coastal areas that would adopt the model include Makongeni, Kibokoni, Baraka Self-Help Group in Kwale County, Umoja Self-Help Group in North Kilifi, Milkfish, and Prawn Production Farm, among other selected few. As Mr. Maroko explains in his trial experiment, the use of cloth set on different heights is basically to show the strength of wind from lower to higher heights.
Now the lower one is meant to show what is the speed of wind using this cloth. It is 1.5 meters off the ground. This one is 2 meters off the ground. This one, the third treatment, is 3 meters off the ground, and the other one is 4 meters off the ground. So the preliminary results are showing that the higher it is with the higher you go, the higher the cutting speed.
The micro-tree turbines will be made of plastic turbine cells on an artificial tree that will be used to trap the wind from the Indian Ocean and transform the kinetic energy through inverters in the powerhouse to alternating current before it is transmitted to the utility rod at Kemfrey and its environs on a day-night basis year-round. The height range of the turbines will resonate between 3.7 meters to 8 meters above datum. The use of micro-tree turbines will mainly be advantageous, especially for its anesthetic value, and being plastic will evade the corrosion effect from the marine water. The advanced technology is a new arrival in the wind technology expected from the France collaborators. The annual mean trends cut in wind speed for 18 months from November 2014 to June 2016 at the lines along English Point, Kemfrey, and Tudor Creek shows the variation of the wind speed within that period. Between March, the season of Kaskazi northeast monsoon winds, and July brings about an average wind speed of 10 meters per second. According to the researcher, there is an indication that there is a potential of harnessing wind energy which is high in the range of 12.972 meters per second for the Kusi southeast monsoon winds in the month of April to October. The peak is between the month of May and December, whereby the wind speed is very high, going up to the level of 17 meters per second. Mr. Maroko sees a crucial need to empower development of aquaculture, particularly in the seed and feed production.
Energy like feed has a big role to play for the industry. The industry, for fry production or seed production, we need a very vibrant a unit to generate our feeds. But at the same time, we need a hatchery to produce our seed. Because for us to give farmers fingerlings, we need a hatchery for multiplying marine and freshwater fish.
He proposes this will be done by the usage of wind power to lift water from the creek into the land and aquaculture facilities, the tanks, ponds, 50 meters away from the ocean. The idea of hatchery, therefore, which requires cheap, clean, and reliable energy all day and night, also comes in the project. One of the motives behind this idea is to raise all-weather energy to uphold essential services in the hatchery. The services include aeration, analysis, drying, heating, and size reduction, in other words, milling. The lifted water in the tanks will be put in a recirculatory system and counter-current culture system. Listen to Mr. Maroko explain the importance of the water lifted from the ocean in the concern of his project.
We will strip the water of the dissolved salts that are there, so that the energy that will be generated from this particular plant will be used to split the atoms of the chewed water, and then this water will be potable for drinking, for laboratory use, for sanitation, and even for the hatchery.
Mr. Maroko's study suggests that in a period of the past 10 years, the electricity bill summed up to 28 million Kenya shillings, while that of water 20 million Kenya shillings. This is a clear indication that in the next 10 years, the institution shall have used over 100 million Kenya shillings in electricity and water. With this project in place, there will be 100% savings, and thus the funds could be used for other economical development in the region and beyond.
In a period of 10 years, the bill for electricity in this station between 03 and 013 was resonating between 28 million. If we can save that money can go elsewhere.
This will be replicated in other stations located along the marine coastlines like Lamu, South Coast, precisely along Tiwi, Diani, Galu, Gazi, Funzi being the case study. Mr. Maroko goes ahead to propose that this initiative be taken to Shimoni, the new aquaculture station, for the realization of its full potential fruition. The argument is that the institution will be privileged to save 100% on energy power, and thus the distortions experienced from hydropower supply chain from Kenya Power will no longer be an issue. This project is geared towards attracting partnership in developing infrastructure simply by making use of the locally available natural resources, the wind and the solar. It will be an avenue of creating wealthy and economical growth by tapping into the natural and aquatic endowments in the blue and the maritime economy. And how about the case of wind inadequacy at some points? Dr. Maroko explains.
When the wind is not adequate, like in the northeast monsoon wind season, that is from September to March, the solar radiations are very high by day, and during that time the wind resonates, the speed of wind resonates at this particular point, resonates between 4 meters per second to around about 6. That is not very high, but at the same time we have solar radiations per day very high. Like now the radiations from the solar is so high, if we had a way of harnessing the solar, it can actually stand in when the wind is in low production.
This initiative is expected to demand extra personnel with the necessary skills for its expected outputs. And finally, into conclusion, the coastal area is observed to have a great potential for wind and solar energy harnessing. It is Mr. Maroko's appeal that the institution undertakes to sponsor the implementation of this initiative, considering the benefits that it carries for the excellence of aquaculture development.